Let's go to something else, Peggy. The Trump critics would have you believe he's a spent force. But in the town of East Palestine, little place in Ohio, where that derailment occurred on February 3 weeks ago, it released highly toxic chemicals into the air, into the water, and onto the ground. It's led to significant concern about the long-term effects on the local community, yet neither Biden nor the Transportation Secretary, Peter Buttigieg, have visited the town. Now, just for our viewers, this is the derailment of a train carrying vinyl chloride, which is a dangerous colourless gas, and Buttigieg is arguing, quote, well, hang on, there are 1,000 derailments a year. Just listen to this from the Transport Secretary, Peter Buttigieg.
Look, rail safety is something that has evolved a lot over the years, but there's clearly more that needs to be done because while this horrible situation has gotten a particularly high amount of attention, there are roughly 1,000 cases a year of a train derailing.
So, Peggy, this bloke's virtually saying, oh, this is just another derailment, but the train was operated by the transportation company Norfolk Southern Railroad, and this is terrifying. Shortly after the derailment, the company opted to release the gas from the derailed cars, which potentially released deadly fumes into the air. They wanted to prevent a potentially disastrous explosion. Peggy, how have the American people reacted to this?
Well, people are outraged, rightfully so, especially when you see the Biden administration doling out money left and right to Ukraine or illegal immigrants. And they're furious that this hasn't gotten the attention that it deserves from the president and certainly from the transportation secretary, dismissing this as one of 1,000 that takes place. Well, maybe he should fix the other 999 too. But this is a political ploy because it's flyover country to them. This is a place that's irrelevant to them. These are not Biden voters. It's a small, poor, mostly white town. So it doesn't really matter to the Biden administration, and they're showing that through their lack of attention to this
I mean, it's extraordinary. So if you're a local resident, and I'm talking here in Australia, if this were the case, they were told to evacuate the area. Then they were assured that it was safe to return on February 9. Locals believed it was dangerous, but for people who went back to their homes weren't tested. They should have been cleaned. One local hazardous materials specialist said, and I quote, "This really looks like a nuclear winter. We've nuked this town with chemicals." Now, Peggy, Donald Trump says he'll be visiting the little town of East Palestine tomorrow. Is there any suggestion that President Biden will be going?
Well, whether he goes or not, it just shows complete lack of leadership and lack of empathy and compassion for these people who are worried about their homes, their businesses, their kids, their future, their health. And so him showing up is really irrelevant. He's already shown that he doesn't care. And if he has to show up, it's just force. You can imagine how the response would be very different if this train derailment had taken place in DC or New York or Baltimore or Philadelphia or Chicago
or Delaware.
To this.
There you've got those pictures on your screen. Look at it. Yeah, I mean, pictures on your screen. It's frightening. I mean, Donald Trump argued that Biden and the Federal Environmental Protection Agency said they would not be sending federal aid to this little East Palestine. But as soon as Trump announced he was going, an administrator from the Environmental Protection Agency, Michael Regan, visited the site on Wednesday. So, Peggy, Trump frightened them into action. And then the Biden administration confirmed they would be providing assistance to Ohio, but they'd previously told the governor, Mike DeWine, that the state wasn't eligible for emergency help.